This is your boy Exclaim Warlord X, and welcome to episode 12 of the Pointless Morning Show. And I know it is not morning, at least I don't think it is. And today's topic, we are going to cover one of my favorite genres yet again. And I know it's been quite a while since I've done this show. I know some things that I haven't finished, but hey, that's beside the point. Get over it. So we're going to talk about this beautiful work of art. Now, I already know what y'all are going to say. Metroid Other M was the most retarded franchise, or Other M was the most retarded addition to the Metroid franchise. Thank you, I got the word. But you'd be wrong. If you want to know my personal opinion, Galactic Federation was the worst. 3 things wrong with that game. First, it was only for DS, which is stupid. This ain't 1996 anymore. We don't have just one system. We have multiple systems. At 96, there was only like 4 systems. There was the PlayStation... No, yeah, the PlayStation 1, the Super Nintendo, like basically in terms of the modern... But it was... y'all are distracting me anyways. The second problem was that there was not, it was chibi. It was no actual Metroid game. It didn't even have Samus in there. What the hell is that? Like seriously, how do you have a Metroid game without Samus? That's like trying to make a Mario game without Mario. Well, technically if you use a Mario character, it could be considered an addition to the Metroid franchise. But anyways, the third problem is they had the audacity to consider it a Metroid Prime. Just let that sink in for a bit. Anyways, back to this game. This game was released back in 2011. It was produced by Nintendo, Project Other M, and I think it's at Team Ninja. And I already know where this is going with Team Ninja. They're the ones who made with the PlayStation 3 the Dead or Alive game. We had to shake the controller up and down. You can actually make the... Yeah, we good. But anyways, dang, it's been so long since I did this story and this show. I feel like new. But anyways, the overall plot of the story, you know, spoiler alert, if you don't want to watch this any further, skip to the end, or stop the video and go watch the actual gameplay or go play it yourself. Or if you don't care, proceed with your own caution. Anyways, the plot of the story is basically taking right after Super Metroid, in the timeline where Samus had just defeated Mother Brain off of the planet Zebes. Because that's another thing. It's not Zebes, it's Zebes. Z-E-B-E-S. Zebes. Okay, we got that out the way. So, it basically takes part after that, and Samus has received a distress call, which I'm going to assume is within a couple years from that event, because they have to take time to build Mother Brain and get it right and let her mature a little bit and stuff like that. So anyways, it takes about, I would say about 5 years. Just 5 years. So Samus received the distress call from Mother Brain, or MB as it's known in the game. And she picks it up and goes there to investigate. And when she investigates, she finds a Galactic Federation force. There's a traitor amongst them. The traitor kills everybody except for Adam. Adam kills himself for no reason. Samus kills a bunch of crap, kills a bunch of people, well, creatures. Fights Ridley to a degree. Fights one creature 4, 5, 6 times. She goes to lava, plants, and a frozen sectors. Basically like in, what is it? It's Fusion. Basically how Fusion had the different elemental reactor section, that type of thing. And so she ends up finding out all the stuff that the Galactic Federation has done, i.e. producing Metroids that are immune to cold. She finds out that Mother Brain has been resurrected as an actual humanoid, android type thing. She's basically doing the same old, and I can already hear you right now saying, "Oh, at the game, it's so many cutscenes, and she's so emotional." I'm getting to that. So after all is said and done, she basically, goes back off into space and does what she does anyways, which is bounty hunter stuff. I don't know. I just know bounty hunters do bounty hunter stuff. So, plot-wise, I do feel that it was, in my opinion, a letdown. I mean, I'm not going to say it was a perfect game like Metroid Prime or Super Metroid, but it was a good addition, and these are the reasons why I say so. First of all, it gave the players, personally, an actual description, an actual voice to Samus, and with the voice actor or actress that did her, it could have been better, but the overall gist, and I understand where Nintendo and Team Ninja and Project M were trying to come with this, and in my opinion, it was amazing because for 20 years since Metroid 86 all the way up until Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, we never really know how she really is. We know she's angry because of some of the cutscenes in Metroid Prime 2, I believe, where she's completely pissed off, and I understand that, and she kills things, so that's one side, that's the only side we really know. She's a badass bounty hunter that goes around killing things, and if anything gets in her way, she eliminates it to get to her target, because that's what a bounty hunter does, like I explained in one of my other videos. But in Metroid Other M, they still kept her badassery to a degree, but they allowed the players to actually get a firm grasp of what she's like personally. Like, they're trying to say, hey, she's still a person, she's still human, she still has these emotions, she goes through, the same stuff me and you do, like her family was killed, her entire race for the most part was wiped out on K2L. And Adam being taken her in at such a young age, like she stated, she feels like a father, or he's a father figure. So, it gives her, a humanistic emotional side to her that up until this point we never saw. We saw that she was capable of killing and being pissed off. That's about it. So in terms of plot, I'd rank it a 6.5 out of 10 because yes, it was okay. It did have an interesting story, in my opinion. It just wasn't that type of story where you're like, oh crap, I got to tell everybody about this. Like even Super Metroid, I'd give it personally a 9 out of 10 because even though it doesn't say a word, the story that it tells is self-explanatory. You're supposed to do this, kill this, and do that. But with this, it just, I don't know, maybe it was kind of like a repetitive to Metroid Fusion because it's practically the same thing. Samus gets a distress call. She goes to a laboratory or a bottle ship or some type of facility. She has to go through, eliminate all the targets. Got to fight Ridley at some point. She has to fight a final boss and then leave before the space station explodes. I understand that. But if you look at all the other Metroids, the original and Super Metroid and Metroid Zero Mission were all the exact same mission. Just, one was in the 1980s, one was in the late I think it was 94 that it was made. So about 8 years later, then you have the Metroid Fusion was back in 2003. So it's just the fact that they did the same game, but made it better and added a few things. So that's one mission of itself. Then you have the Prime 1, which was taken on Talon 4 Overworld, which had the Chozo Ruin and all that kind of stuff. Then you had Prime 3, which was taken on the Phazon planet. Then you had Prime 2, which was on that dark, I cannot say the name for that, but it's on another planet. So it has different planets that throughout the entire series. But it kind of feels like a repetitive to Metroid Fusion. So that's why I say I give it 6 out of 10. In terms of character development, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 because it actually gave Samus Aran something that she never had up until this point, which was a humanistic emotion to the players. I mean, the creators already know how she's like because they're the one who created her. But to the players, they don't really know much. The only thing they know is the objectives and what she's capable of. They don't know her mental and emotional side. They only know her physical and her behavior, basically, which is a bounty hunter, what her job demands her to do. So in terms of character development, I'm giving her a 10 out of 10 because that's a huge achievement. That's like, well, I can't really compare it to when Link got his voice for the first time, but for the most part, he was like, you know, that's all you really need because he's swinging a sword. That's really all you need is just, I'm swinging my sword. Like, basically Arnold Schwarzenegger with a sword. That's basically what Link was up until, what was it, the recent one? Like, what was it, Skyward Temple or something like that? But, in terms of game mechanics, I do feel they took out some of the best aspects of the Prime series and added new ones. But the new ones, if they would have kept it the same from Prime 2 and Prime 3, for the most part, this game would have been a whole lot better. I think that's my camera trying to tell me to shut up. Let me put that right there just to keep it. But you know, the fact that you have to run for a certain amount of distance in order to get the jetpacks to activate was completely different to the Super Metroid. Because Super Metroid, you literally could hold a button down and run, and within like 3 seconds you just bound. But with Other M, you literally have to run at certain segments that allows you to do it. Like, they purposely say, okay, you can only use the speed booster here, 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 and here. And with Super Metroid, you can do it anywhere. As long as you can keep shooting while running, which is basically the Y and the B button at the same time. No, wait, Y and the A button. For the most part, you could literally run from one side of the map all the way through a couple doors, jump over some obstacles, and keep running for the most part. But with Other M, they took that out and just said, nope, you can only run here, 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 and here. Bam. The fact that they took out the scanning thing, I do appreciate that. I hated scanning because everything, like, you're ending the amount of stuff you've scanned, the different type of ending you get due to how much you scan, and the item completion, and you had to activate elevators by scanning it. You learn enemies' weak spots by scanning it. It just was too much scanning. Like 90% of the game was scanning. I remember in the first gameplay I made of first time ever playing Metroid Prime, I spent like 20 minutes looking for stuff to scan because I had a feeling. Because like in the very first minutes of the game, you gotta scan. You get to scan your ship. You get to scan the planet that's right to your left. Sorry, to my right. You get to scan the door. You have to scan another door. When you walk through that door, you can turn right around and scan the same door. And it's just, I remember just scanning every possible thing. Yes, it was a new game to me because it's a Metroid game, but the fact that it was so much scanning, it became more tedious than, you know, informant. So in terms of gameplay, it ran smooth for the most part, and with the limitation with the Wii remote, I'd give it an 8 because it did give the auto lock on, which I know a lot of people say, oh, where's the aim and shoot button? I mean, if you want to be honest, Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 had the same function, which is you hold the L button and it locks on to your opponent or to the enemy, and you just use the right button or the A button to shoot however you have your setups. And that's no different than just taking the L button out and just rapidly shooting the second button, I believe? Yeah. So I don't see that more of a problem because we've had it since Metroid Prime, which, if you remember, Metroid Prime 1 is literally the greatest game of all time. So I give it an 8 out of 10 because it was pretty good gameplay. It was flowing pretty beautiful. As you can see, the case has gotten some dents and some cracks and stuff, but I kid you not, this game is my favorite. I forgot I had the game in my Wii system, which I need to get out because my Wii system's powered off and I don't want that to be messed up. But my disc is completely scratch like scratchless. There's not one scratch, not one smudge, because that's by far my favorite game. And plus it gives you this big pamphlet. So overall, in terms of my pointless opinion on this game, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10, because this game is amazing, but the plot just fell through. Like, they just took what they already had. They said, you know what, this is Metroid Fusion, let's take it and add some stuff, take some stuff out, and name it Metroid Other M. Bam! Got a new game, but it's basically the exact same, for the most part. It's like trying to say, I'm going to take GTA 5, take off the 5, and add 5.73, and just the only thing I change is the characters that you play as. It really doesn't feel like a brand new game per se. I mean, sure, you might have new characters, new cars, new stuff, but it just really doesn't feel the same as like playing Metroid Fusion for the first time and then getting this and be like, man, this kind of seems familiar. So yeah, that's my opinion on this game. It's a good game. I'd recommend it. Highly recommend it. Extremely recommend it. Let's see, why is it rated T? Animated blood, sang in animation, I don't know what that means, and violence. Violence, right? That's rated T for violence. Pretty sure kids under 13 have seen some violence. So yeah. Well, y'all like the video, comment, subscribe, and stick around for the next video. Peace.